I am starting this video out with story time. All right, so I was going to go to the corner store, even though I didn't really need anything. I just got the urge. And so as I was walking there, my 92-year-old neighbor, Rose, who I've never seen outside of her apartment after like 7 p.m., goes, "Do you want a piece of cake?" And I was like, "Yeah." She said, "I'll have it ready for you when you get back." I said, "Okay." And then, so I go to the store, I got some Starbursts, I got some white cheddar popcorn, I got an energy drink or two. And then, when I came back, in a bag, she had waiting for me a piece of cake. She's a sweetheart. And 2 packages of instant coffee. So this was, because she's a sweet old black lady that I treat like my grandma. And she reminds me of the woman in the Matrix, the Oracle. Anyway, this was, I love her. She's a great woman. Giant Christian heart. Anywho, this was like my way of the universe. It felt like the universe telling me that no depression sleep for you tonight. You need to stay up. And so here I am talking to y'all. Yeah, I'm really sad, depressed, frustrated because the world is in a crappy place and we don't seem to be headed in the right direction. Anyhow, let me try and perk up for you guys. So yeah, we got Cristobal, who has made landfall and will continue to strengthen up into a 976 millibar, which would be a Category 2 strength, Category 2 hurricane strength, okay? So my original prediction of that would reach Category 2 hurricane strength technically is correct. It just is going to happen over Wisconsin and the Canadas. And so it's going to move over Arkansas into Missouri, Indiana, and then Wisconsin, and then into Canada as it gets stronger. So this story is not over. We're getting hit with some solar wind as a stream of solar wind is brushing Earth's magnetic field today, June 8th. The gaseous material is flowing from a northern hole in the sun's atmosphere. High-latitude sky watchers should be alert for auroras, especially in the southern hemisphere. And that giant sunspot, which they said looked like a scorpion, popped off its tail today, and we had a coronal mass ejection, and a new cycle sunspot AR-25 just produced another B64 class solar flare. Now, I predicted that I will get to touch a female butt again whenever somewhere around the first X-class flare. I made myself laugh. Yes! It was very depressed today. Anyway, so that's good news. Sure, yeah, B-class solar flares are considered to be relatively minor, but consider this. A typical B-class solar flare releases much more energy than 100 million World War II atomic bombs. Only the sun, you could power everything on the sun, but we all know that. I was talking about this last night. You could power everything on the ocean waves. We all know that, but we're stuck in some horrible war and petrodollar economy where they forced humans to fight each other in some weird coliseum that is Earth. Sunspot with scorpion's tail, and this was before the CME and the tail popped off. The sunspot's AR-25 764 isn't the biggest thing on the sun. Its tail is. Yeah. So if it's a female scorpion tail, then maybe it's coming to touch me. Do you hear that, Amelia Clark? I feel you. Right now. I'm rubbing your booty on the astral plane through my microphone. I'm going to get in trouble, huh? Yeah, so the scorpion tail popped off the sun. Interesting. We'll be watching for asteroids and fireballs at a time where these pass by Earth, just because if they get caught in the debris or whatever that we can't see, which is a great segue for my next. We're talking about a Kentucky fireball. Yeah, and a fireball over Kentucky. Mark Weinberg now has a video of the meteor that occurred over the Kentucky area around 9:40 and 9:45 p.m. Notice it brines as it burns up. And so, yeah. Boom. There you go. A Kentucky fireball. Shout out to Pitbull. And we just had a earthquake, 4.9 earthquake that was east of San Francisco in Nevada that hit a little while ago. And what my greatest fear is that, like I always try to say, that the money people aren't Republican or Democrat. and they try to trick the Republicans into not believing in the flu, and then they lured out all the Democrats with the protests for the plague. And so I'm not even sure we're going to have an election in November. I'm worried we're going to have like a plus 1 million, plus 100 million death event. Like a giant earthquake or giant volcano eruption. And so they're trying to distract us all from that shit. Anyway, yeah, no heavy thoughts here on a Sunday night. Told you, I was really depressed today, man. Really depressed. Are you using your time wisely to get ready for the next lockdown? Whether it be at the end of June or in September, I'm pretty sure it's coming. Although there's like a 10% chance that they're just going to say screw it and, just get herd immunity no matter how many people die. It's possible. But hey, meanwhile, while they've got the Reds fighting the Blues and the Blues fighting the Reds, the U.S. billionaires have become $565 billion richer since the pandemic. You lay 40 million people off, you make $565 billion, and then you get them to fight about race, religion, politics, sex, sexuality. It's how it works, man. It's how it works. So sick of it. And so the head dude of Brazil, with their numbers surging from the plague, is like, hey, man, I'm taking down all of our data, and I'm not going to give you guys any more coronavirus data. So that's just how governments are. Oh, man. The fact that anybody believes in our common state of politics, it just blows my mind. And you know what? I know that me talking about like, hey, I would love to meet a beautiful woman and hug and cuddle a little, that is like, my inner energy from all the work and all the frustration, right? And so it's kind of like, I don't know, like it seems like parents, their frustration is like, hey, they need a break from their kids. Oh, they can't publicly complain that they need a break from their damn kids. So everybody's frustrated. Everybody's frustrated about everything. And it seems like they're using their frustrations against all of us, the people. While billionaires are becoming bigger billionaires and squirreling that money off of in their like billionaire places that you never see, that are being heavily stocked and are like paradises. Crazy world we live in, man. Crazy world we live in. Yeah, so Cristobal is going to continue to strengthen. And so, all signs are pointing towards a pretty vicious hurricane season. So it'll be like atmospheric defense team fighting against hurricanes. It's going to be a wild setup. And I think we're going to have another hurricane tropical storm around the eclipse, which is the 21st. And all this negative energy is leading up to the 19th, the 20th, and 21st. Are going to be pretty bad days. So just try and endure and make it through these 2 weeks, man. Hopefully things will eventually get better. Hopefully this shit too shall pass, but it's just been like a sliding downhill for the last 20 years. So yeah, Cristobal will end up a formidable early season tropical storm. Its size outclasses its winds, and it will be another good example of how spatial extent in many ways is more important than peak maximum intensity. It's a big chunk of real estate, healthy surge. We had storm surge up to 7 feet, and hefty rain. Still waiting on the rain totals. But whether Twitter would argue that the rare Derecho that was stretching from Utah to the Dakotas, brought to us by Dakota Smith, who literally fought South Dakota and North Dakota today in one. Asterisk, that was a joke. So you had 110 mile per hours. Whether Twitter would say this was a bigger event, hey, it's all there. Whatever. I agree. Okay, fine. Whatever. Oh, yeah. Oh. And then on top of all that, Boise, Idaho no longer exists. I think this was a joke. I'm pretty sure it's a joke. I don't know. Is anyone from Boise, Idaho there? But usually when there's a solar flare, I get happy or a big surge of energy. But today's energy was just I don't know, man. Pretty sure 2 weeks from now, the plague numbers are going to be through the roof. So I'd say play defense. But who listens to me? Y'all are cool. You listen to me sometimes. Yeah, so this will still have tornadic elements, and Cristobal will still be a story for about 5 more days as it moves north and gets stronger, which is really weird. Yeah, so there's going to be heavy rain for these parts. Heavy rain for these parts, man. Remember, Michigan had dams break over here, and this thing will be hitting Minnesota over here. The sexy cyborg was complaining that YouTube demonetized her video for nudity because she was wearing this little thing. I guess now the top of boobs are illegal. Why? Boobs are like magic. At least one person was happy today. They caught a local lizard that was high on a shroom. Details at 10. He's cute. I know lizards get a bad rap, but all the lizards around Houston, the geckos and stuff, they're all really super cute and friendly. I start talking to you and I don't want to stop. You're my only friend. But yeah, all this crazy weather is going to push east, and then it's all going to meet up with Cristobal, so it's going to be an adventurous week. The Tornado Kid says, hello, Cristobal, which is now overland. Cranky's in the spirit saying, whatever. A lot of rainfall, though, with some severe weather scattered about the entire Gulf Coast region. In 1920, Michigonianites were like, hey, dude, we will never be impacted by a tropical storm. And then 2020 was like, hold my beer. And then like 15 of my YouTube subscribers were like, you shouldn't be drinking beer. I'm not drinking beer today, by the way. Too depressed. Beer's a depressant. You don't want to be drinking beer if you're in a bad mood, you know? Yeah, so this is going to continue to move east, so people need to stay aware. Yikes. I got to say, I'm proud of the way weather Twitter and the weather community has changed in the 5 years since I've been here. No, I'm not taking credit for all of its coolness and its creativeness and how it relaxed from like the tie-wearing businessman attitude and got more fun and creative. No, I'm not taking all the credit. But yeah, the Cristobal storm surge exceeded some expectations in some places. 6.6 feet at Shell Beach. I guess I'm going to make that instant coffee and stay up and check out Saturn, Jupiter, and the moon together tonight. With my imaginary girlfriend. She gives it to me whenever I want it. Because she's imaginary. That's not true. There are even times where she's like, I'm not attracted to you today. I'm like, how is this possible? You're not even real. You're imaginary. You should give it to me whenever I want. I probably just offended somebody out there with that statement, but the whole gist is I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a wife. I have kids. It's just me. All by myself. Never been married. Yeah. Anyway. Comet C 2019 U6 Lemon and the NGC 2440 on the 7th. Comets, man. Hey, we got a nasty setup for late Wednesday. As funk, Tad, what? Eve across portions of South Central Ontario. The ingredients are in place for significant severe weather. Timing and location need to be ironed out. The people need to use irons in a post-pandemic world. People in New England are going to fry on the first day of calendar summer. This brought to us by Robert LaRoche Limit. Hurricane track is underwater in Mandeville. He can't figure out if it's from the surge of the lake flooding or what. But yeah, the storm surge engulfed the Mississippi coastline earlier today. It'd be kind of cool to be there on one of the houses on the stilts, though, if it was well built. We have a house like that in Galveston. I guess people just don't work together as teams unless it's cash incentive based. That's going to end badly. All right, I'll try to cheer up. Usually it happens. And maybe when the moon starts to rise and I get more of that fantastic Sagittarian strawberry moon energy, I will be perking up and peaking up. Though, you know, I don't know. What's love got to do? Got to do with it? What's love got to do with secondhand emotion? And then on top of it all, I'm having ego problems because I feel like I've done a really good job, not only over the course of all of THORnews, trying to get you guys not to believe in politicians, or whatever stupid ass narrative they're selling you, and definitely in 2020, you know. So I gotta watch out for my ego, but I did a great job. Okay, great. Oh man. So yeah, hopefully things will pick up. God, please send us more help. God, please send us more help. All right. I love you guys. Stay cool. Peace out. Talk to you soon. Because that's how it works out.